Switch. Let's. That's you
say?
now, right? What did
Let's
it say?
go, son.
Let's go, son.
What does
Let's
that
go,
mean?
son.
I don't know.
And it's Amuni Filio. No, now we're live. We're
We're
Yeah,
live.
but the only thing I see is the two of you.
What are you saying? You're right there.
Look at
Look.
that. Turn around, my
That's
friend.
you.
What the hell?
You need
Paisano.
glasses,
Hey.
Gaetano.
Oh, my
Everybody's still getting used to the live podcast format over here. Guys,
Yeah.
welcome back to the Serie audio experience with IFTV. Another round
We're
of Serie,
back, baby.
and we're back. Antonio, you look very angry right now.
I'm not
What's on your
angry.
mind?
I'm
You look
confused.
so upset.
I'm confused.
Why are you confused?
Why you?
Why are you
About
confused?
He's
what?
a Milan
For the
fan.
first time, he's in first place in Serie A, so he's a little bit confused. It's been a long time.
That was good.
We're
That
starting
was
off
good,
the podcast
Gaetano.
on the right foot. What does that mean? That means have a nice day?
No, I've been busy.
No,
He
this.
meant the gesture.
The gesture that you did.
Oh, the gestures are up to your...
Okay, you don't have to
Oh,
say
okay.
it.
I thought it meant I hope you have
The
a nice
umbrella.
day or something.
Yeah, I don't think it
But
was
it
to have a
doesn't
nice
mean
day.
You're in first place? Are they actually in first place?
Technically, yes. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're just right now...
We're
we
still
are-
collecting the crumbs, right?
Thank
one
you.
by one, and that's
Whatever
it.
is on the
No
floor.
expectations.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, of
Thank
course.
you for reminding them.
Always got your back, Anto.
I think that the guy that's really going to be happy on this podcast is Peter over there.
I think so too.
We did a live stream during the Fiorentina match, and it was a roller coaster of emotions, I think, for all of us.
Yeah.
You know, 1 minute we thought Fiorentina was going to be able to take it. 1 minute we thought it was going to end in a tie. And then in the end, of course, Inter, with their incredible bench that they had and the substitutions that they were able to put in, they were able to get the match and win the match. First donation of the night, Berart, thank you so much. He said, Peter, I love your post-match press conference, Scudetto time. Peter was dressed in a suit.
I was in a suit.
And he
I
gave
had-
an official press
I had to go
conference.
to my goddaughter's communion.
Okay.
So I was running late.
But you
And
watch a
I-
match
I
first,
watch
though,
Inter
right?
first,
So we
of
know
course,
priorities
of
always
course.
first.
But if I were you, I would be a little bit concerned about
Oh.
Inter.
Yes and no. And I'll
Okay.
explain why.
Oh,
We
okay.
will. We'll get into.
Okay.
We'll definitely get into.
They're getting
everything.
another 20 players.
There's still a little bit of time left. We've got obviously Roma and Juventus that tied. But you might see in the background, you might hear a little bit of noise. And Mike, I don't know.
Yeah.
Put the shot on you
I hear
guys.
it's on me.
We've
Yeah.
got Michael's brother,
brother,
George
George.
Cantaris. George, move to the
wanna
right a
come
little bit.
over
Let the
here?
people
Over
see
there,
you.
me.
There
little
we
bit
go.
more.
We see you. There he is.
So,
Yeah, they see you. They see you.
So we got actually a surprise going on. My brother came here. He's been working here for a couple of days, and he has a special surprise. He wanted to surprise us, and he's doing something here. We don't want to give it up yet, but he's doing something pretty cool and involves. I don't want to give a hint.
Well, we did. We gave some people. We asked
Oh,
people
yeah, we
to
did a
guess
little-
what's coming
yeah,
to
yeah,
the
we
studio.
did.
A lot of this is George's idea. A little bit of inspiration from me. You know, he does
But he thought,
a little bit. It came over a conversation that we had together.
Yeah.
So we need you guys to guess what's gonna go down in the studio.
Yeah.
So also thank you to George. We're gonna see the progression of how it looks right now, and then after George is done, and
So
then
we're
we
going to
can
have
thank
before and after?
We're gonna
We'll
before and
do
after.
before and
Everything's
after.
documented
Yeah,
over here in the
exactly.
studio.
We make
Okay.
sure.
And we know he does a good job because he has Bonnie's Grill. And well,
You've been doing this for how many years? And you finally admitted to me on Bonnie's Grill.
Okay.
I said advertise my restaurant here and there.
we waited
Oh
for you.
my
We
God.
waited for you to do something, and then we said, "All
So
right."
my brother has a nice burger joint in Park Slope called Bonnie's Grill. The
Brooklyn,
best.
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing burgers,
How do you spell
wings.
that, Mike? Bonnie's Grill?
Bonnies. Bonnie's
stuff.
Grill.
One of the best
Very good
burgers,
stuff.
honestly. But the reason why we saw this is because he's always recording on the Instagram stories. They're doing the background, like in their bathroom or on the walls, and it looks amazing. So he said, listen, he did a little bit of inspiration. He's going to decorate the back, but then the real surprise is what's going to come in front of the background. So we'll keep you tuned on that. We'll stay tuned on that. He's working
sure.
very hard over there.
He is.
There's a lot of good stuff.
It's either he's working very hard or he's hardly working.
Yeah.
One of the two.
You're usually hardly working at
Oh,
your
yeah?
job, though, Anto, right?
So you're going to give us a hint about what is this that it
Well, let's
have
keep
to
it as a
do
secret.
with,
How do I give a hint without giving it away?
Yeah,
Anybody have
it's
a
a
good-
little
Anyone
tough.
have an idea on? Anyone have
Well,
an idea?
he
No,
said
we don't
he's
know.
One hint we could give?
Is that about soccer, Georgie? Is that
Can you
about
give a hint?
soccer?
Give a hint.
well,
A small
I don't know
man.
about soccer. We might put a little soccer ball somewhere.
There's a little.
A little
Soccer ball.
Yeah, there's some guesses. Nobody's getting
the
it.
loser of the match is going to have to do a little work.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So does that mean,
Yeah.
does that
Okay.
mean
so is it something I don't know that you can wear? Is it something that you can?
It's something you can
Don't give it
enjoy.
away,
Let's keep
don't
it
give
on.
it
Something
away.
that you can enjoy.
enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
He gave a little bit of hint. He said somebody's gonna have to do work every podcast during this. It's gonna become a segment, and it's
Okay.
something that we can all enjoy. Most of
Yeah.
us can enjoy.
Okay.
I would
A
say.
little of Italy down to
Okay.
Beirut.
Okay.
Okay.
A little bit of Italy to Beirut, Brooklyn. That's what you're gonna get
Yeah,
for now.
that's,
Soon
no
you'll be
more.
able to see the rest. So as you hear this in the background, you're seeing the real.
Someone set a pizza oven in the studio.
That sounds good.
You know what? Change your plans. Pizza oven.
Let's return bring the car. Return all the material.
Great idea.
Holy crap!
Damn, we just set the expectations very
My
high.
appetite is getting.
That's good. We gotta find another area here.
Yeah.
High.
Great idea.
Ando, if we move you to the side a little, maybe we could replace you with the brick oven.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
I think it's more
Maybe.
valuable.
Maybe I can make you look like a brick oven.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
I'm scared. I'm terrified. Anyway, guys, we got to get into some of the matches. I don't know where you guys want to start off. If we want to start on the high of Inter, the medium of Juventus.
Why do you call it Inter
No,
the high? Come
I-
on.
The Inter's the
Why
high.
don't
I say we
you,
gotta do medium worth.
What do you want?
Yeah,
what do you want to
Let's
start?
go with
Okay, go
Juventus.
No, I
It's
wanna
the
hear
last
from
one.
you.
No, start from the first game of the year,
of the round.
of the season. The first game of the season was Fiorentina-Inter, right?
Right.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Okay, the
we
first
talk-
match day,
we can
yeah.
do it like that.
All right, so we start with Fiorentina Inter, a match where Inter got back and ended up winning 4-3. Obviously, you saw a lot of our reactions on the live stream of this match. In my opinion, very, very sad to see that Fiorentina did so much, in my opinion, and weren't able to come away with at least a point in this match, which is truly disappointing. But I think that this is the match, and I said it before, that we realized Inter's real strength this year is going to be the depth that they have in their bench.
For sure.
Bringing on 5 substitutions, which we knew was going to help a lot of the bigger teams, Inter was able to bring on Hakimi, Vidal, Sensi, Nainggolan, and Sanchez.
Sanchez, yeah.
5 top quality subs that changed the match for Inter in a positive way. Especially, in my opinion, Hakimi and Sanchez. They were incredible.
Well, Sanchez was the MVP.
He was great.
I mean, the guy came in and he had 2 assists. He changed the game. So I was impressed with Sanchez, and this guy. You got to find a place for this guy to play, because this guy is really good.
What?
And I was impressed with Hakimi, the coolness and the that he had on that pass that he gave to
Lukaku.
Wow, what a perfect pass, cool. The first game, right on his foot. It was not easy because it was a volley coming in, and he gave a perfect pass. But if I was Inter, I would be a little bit concerned because, you almost lost that game. I mean, at the 86 minutes, you were losing the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that Iachini. I said it all from last year that I don't like Iachini. I don't think he made the right substitution in that point, and I think the mentality to get everybody back into his defense that hurted him. But I mean, if Fiorentina would have won that game, I mean, they could have easily won that game. Sure.
The one thing that I said was when Fiorentina took off Chiesa and Ribéry, I knew they were going to lose the match.
I mean, what you take out of Chiesa? Chiesa, first of all, the guy, I mean, he's 20 years old, 21, what it is. I mean, he's not tired, and he was playing very good. I mean, I can understand if you're older and you've been playing, okay, maybe you're a little bit tired, but not
Maybe
Chiesa.
Ribéry.
Yeah,
but Chiesa
not
should not have gone
Chiesa.
off.
But
And also, he was playing in a, he had to do a lot of work going up and down. I understand that. So my thought was instead he could put somebody else with fresh legs over there and move Chiesa up top and push him so he didn't have to run back as much, not take him off completely.
But he
so
totally get it on the can
Peter.
of the game, and then that's what I think he does. This guy here, typically, he said, okay, let me just pull all my defenders back. Let me take my 2 best players, thinking about the next game maybe. And then look what he did to himself. He just screwed himself big time. Ribéry, I don't want him ever to come out of the game because the guy, even on a counter attack, is very capable to hold the ball, to let the team come up, timing, and all the stuff. So all he does is not the first time, keeps taking Ribéry out, and I'm not sure. Chiesa got a good point. Hey, he's a young guy. The guy's got 20 lungs instead of 2 lungs. Just let him be over there and let him earn his money.
Yeah.
Just leave him in.
Well, what do you think, Pete?
In fairness to Iachini, I agree with Gaetano. I'm not a big fan of his, but he did say that Chiesa asked to be subbed or something like
really?
that. So that was something that
He asked
I
to
guess
be subbed?
he indicated that
Okay.
the tiredness and stuff like that. So he made the change. But any other day, you better not take out Chiesa. Ribéry had a fantastic game. You keep him in, especially when it's close like that. And like Antonio said, he can hold up the ball.
Yeah.
He can create something out of nothing. Going back to Gaetano's point where, yes, as an Inter fan, we cannot afford to run the risk of these games over and over again. There's going to come a point where you're going to hit a brick wall and you're going to lose. And there's other teams that are there to get ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I don't think we're going to see a backline of Kolarov, Bastoni, and D'Ambrosio.
Yeah.
That's why I said yes
Exactly.
and no.
What did you
But-
make of them?
That was poor. It was poor. The goals that were allowed were
I mean,
under
Kolarov,
the
mediocre.
strikes.
Kolarov is not.
A defender.
A center
No,
back.
he's a defender, but he's not the center defender.
Yeah, he's not a
On
center
the
back.
first goal,
Yeah.
come on,
Let
the
him
ball
move.
went over his head, and the guy was right, and he had two guys behind him. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a center defender, never. If the ball goes over your head, the goalie has to get it.
Yeah.
So you have to be in a position you either head it out, or otherwise the goalie has to get it. You cannot be inside the area where the ball goes over your head and the defender gets it.
I was thinking. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up because Inter looked. It was the first. Might we add? This is the first time Inter first game of the season. They started a little bit late because they were in the Europa League final. But like Peter was saying, we're not gonna be seeing that defensive line, that midfield too. A lot of these players that were on the bench, we're gonna be usually starting. So you're not gonna necessarily concede that many goals. Not saying Fiorentina's not a good team; they're a very good team. But when Inter get a few more games under their belt, and when they actually feel their starting 11, I think that's gonna be the Inter that we're gonna see and be like, okay, this is the team that they got in the Mercato. This is the team that's gonna fight for the Scudetto. That's gonna fight in all three fronts. So this you can like brush it aside, be like, okay, whatever, just because of that. They got the 3 points, they got the job done, and that's it. If they drop points, okay, but they got the 3 points, they made it happen, and now I think the next round of Scudetto, that's when we're going to see Conte start implementing Hakimi, start implementing the real center backs, the midfield. We're going to see
Who is the
maybe
center
Raja.
back?
The center back that was playing?
De Vrij, who was
De Vrij, who was suspended, is
Yeah.
going to start.
Okay, so
Kolarov's
if
not a center back.
De Vrij is out, let's say De Vrij is out,
Yeah.
you only have one?
Skriniar's there.
Okay, but Skriniar was sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna
was
be-
sitting on
he
the
might be
bench.
sold.
I think
Is he
this-
getting sold? I mean, the
So-
guy is a good player. I don't
It's not
understand.
done. It's not a
Yeah,
done
it's
deal
not.
yet.
I don't think
Why
it's a
doesn't he
done
play?
deal. I
Yeah.
think there's definitely something going on with Tottenham. The only thing is, I think after this game, Inter cannot afford to sell Skriniar without making sure that they have a center back in place
Exactly.
that can play up to his standards. One, and two, I think it's just a I guess caution thing where you say, okay, if Tottenham is willing to offer 60, 70 million,
Give me a break.
then we'll sell him. If it's anything under that,
This is going to stay.
Right now,
He's
it's like
gonna
40
stay.
to 50.
yeah, and I
That's
don't
where they're
see
at.
how you can sell him for 40,
Yeah, I
50
don't
to
think
then
it's gonna
buy
happen.
a
Milankovic
Milankovic
for 40.
That's
for
gonna-
40.
exactly.
What's the point of
I
that?
think
price?
AC Milan is on
And-
Well,
or
Yeah,
even
they
getting
are.
a Smalling. It doesn't make any
But
sense.
Is it because he thinks that Skriniar cannot play the three-man defense?
Yeah.
But listen,
Yeah, that's probably why.
it could be. But I want to also mention that Skriniar played a lot of the games.
I know.
And
I mean,
Inter's-
and he plays some good games.
Yeah, and Inter, okay, he might have struggled or not as good as the 2 years
In a four-man
Ago?
back line.
in the four
Yeah,
back.
he's not as comfortable in that formation.
Inter's defense, which was the best defense of
Instead-
last
yeah,
year,
that's true.
had and featured Skriniar in that back three. Godin only till the end
He
did
started playing.
take over, and I
Yeah.
think that also the choice was because Conte had it in his mind. I'm not going to change a winning formation, and he kept it till the end, and we saw it where Gagliardini is starting every single game.
Yeah, you're right.
It's fair point. I want to take one perspective for Fiorentina while it's on my head. For the people that were saying Ribéry was a marketing tactic, I think they're completely out of
He's
line for ever saying
incredible.
that. The guy at 37 years
He's
old
a
was
beast.
still tearing up the Inter defense. And in Serie A, it's so brilliant that we have a player like him still there. I love him. He's magic. And he's one of the only players for Fiorentina that really have the spirit to try to win something and try to do something important. And I think we saw Fiorentina's been linked with the number 9. They need a damn number 9 so badly. Kouame is not good enough.
He had so many
Vlahovic,
chances,
not good
man.
enough. The opportunity that Vlahovic misses. If Vlahovic scores a goal that he's 5 feet in front of the net, Antonio, you would have put that in the back
it's
of the net.
game
You would have
over.
broken the net putting that in. That's 4-2. Fiorentina go on and win the match. At that level, you cannot miss those kind of chances. Fiorentina need a real number 9 if they want to do something this season. It was very evident now. They have a week left.
A week left
To be able to buy somebody,
Yep.
they need
Well,
a number 9 who can put the ball in the back of the net.
They have what, 4 number 9s? So they let's
real-
But
they got Cutrone,
Kwame,
Kwame,
Vlahovic, and that's
and who else?
Sotia left. He's not there anymore.
Okay.
That's you need a top quality number 9.
Oh, you
Ribéry
said-
is serving these
Piontek,
guys.
you said is a rumor for to join.
Piontek is rumored, yeah. I don't know.
Listen, to me, Vlahovic, you just give him a little time. He's gonna get it. He did very well last year for the last championship.
I won't say very well.
I will just let him just grow over there and let him. He's gonna do fine.
You think they
listen,
don't
it's
need
the
a number
first
9?
game. Come on.
I know, but still.
Hey, look what
They had so many chances
Zeko
out,
missed.
though.
Look what Zeko missed yesterday.
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
get to that for sure. One thing that I see a donation from Clifford. He said, I think you make a legitimate argument that Inter have the best rotation of midfielders in the world, and it would be amazing if they don't win the Scudetto. I think that the depth of this Inter, that was a story for me, was the depth is going to play a huge part of Inter.
sure.
If you look at last year who they could sub in versus this year who they could sub in, it's top quality, and we know how important that is for Scudetto. These are games that can change, that you go from picking up 1 point to 3 points, and those kind of little things add up. So I think that the depth that they have over there, I know Conte said they have amazing quality in the midfield. Now they also need quality elsewhere. I'm sure he's hinting at the defense.
At the defense,
sure.
for sure. I mean, you cannot go into this championship with just the Vrai in the center. You know, you got to fix the 3. The 3 in the back, you have to fix it. And Kolarov is now one of the 3. And, I have my doubts on D'Ambrosio being one of the 3. I think D'Ambrosio is better,
Wing back.
As a wing back,
Right,
running back,
right,
up
goes
and
up and
down.
down.
Well, that was the point. For Inter, for example, with Skriniar, you sell Godin, right?
Yeah.
Now you're really looking slim in that center back position where he's playing a back 3, and your real center backs, you're looking at
Bastoni.
Bastoni, De Vrij, Skriniar,
Skriniar.
and then Ranocchia, who is also on the trading block. So if you're gonna sell
Hey,
Ranocchia,
Ranocchia is almost
and
90
then-
years
and
old.
then
Come on.
Yeah.
also sell Skriniar to only buy one more, and then have Kolarov and
Yeah,
D'Ambrosio as your other replacements, it's
That's
not
shaky,
good,
it's
especially
shaky.
in a year like this where. You don't even have to be injured. You could catch COVID, and now
true.
you're
And
out
you're out for 2
of your
weeks.
center
That'd be
back.
nice.
So this is something that Inter have put in their mind. Even selling Ranocchia hasn't been as easy as they thought. So
Good point.
Pete, let me remind you something about Ranocchia. First of all, Conte never brought Ranocchia to play back on the defensive line. He brings him in to on the forward just to make up for
That's
the
not
goal
true.
that Icardi was not scoring or somebody else was not scoring.
That just
He
set
brought him in
pieces.
as a forward.
That's
He
not true.
didn't bring him in as a defender.
That's not
Go
true.
check
What-
the video
I'm-
game.
I'm seeing, just to move on, last question, we'll move on. People are asking, what did you thought about Perisic as that left wing back?
Well, I was
waste.
gonna get. So that's one
What a
position Inter
waste.
does not have a suitable left wing back, because you have Kolarov, who unfortunately because of his age, he might get a game or two
Yeah.
in there, but he's not gonna be able to play Conte style,
90
up
minutes.
and down, 90
Yeah.
minutes.
So why did you buy it?
Because he's that jolly. Conte likes those players that can play either one position or
Yeah,
another
he
position.
can play center
Kind of
back
like
and
D'Ambrosio.
wing back also.
But last year, who did we use in left? That left wing,
Young.
Ashley Young.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Ashley Young is
you-
gonna move to the
You
left,
can put Young
and you're
there.
gonna have Hakimi on the right.
Exactly.
That's the option. Perisic, I wasn't particularly thrilled. Let's see what happens. And then Eriksson also was another disappointing player. He didn't do what he's supposed to do, and,
You think
Conte even mentioned something.
Who?
Conte.
No, who? Who's a
Per-
disappointment?
Eriksson.
Eriksson.
Eriksson at times he put a nice ball
Yeah.
in, but then he kind of got out of the match too often.
Because he's not playing.
And he's the
No, he
trequartista there.
played
I
in the
know, but-
position that he was there.
You know,
What else?
and Conte said he hopes that he's able to pick it up, because this is a player that when he's on, technically.
He's very.
There's not many
he's-
like him.
He's top.
So
Yeah, I mean, some of the vision that he had on some
oh
of the passes
yeah,
were beautiful.
oh yeah.
But listen,
Let's move on.
let me say something, because this is what's the problem. I keep you guys have almost doubles in 2-3 positions. Barella is technically,
Unbelievable.
if you see Barella, his radius of action is much bigger than what Conte probably assigned him. And Barella is a guy that just you see him in so many different positions of the field. So that is taking a little bit of the real estate from Eriksson, and he's taking other real estate from other midfielder. You have nothing but a tremendous number of midfielder over there, but you cannot really tell them where to play and how to play.
But listen, these 5 subs, you might think it's nothing, but
They
it
play a
changes the
big
game.
part. Yeah.
It changes
for
the game
sure.
when you can make 5 substitutes
100%.
And then especially when you have a certain depth.
It's such
as
a
Inter.
horrible. It's such
I
a
mean,
horrible rule. It
so-
needs to go. I hate the 5 subs. It favors the big teams too much.
Yeah, it
does.
does.
It favors the big teams too much.
Last
does.
season we could have seen
don't need-
Inter with 1
we don't
point
need-
only if they didn't have
We have no
5
subs
subs.
on
We don't
AC
need
Milan. Look at that. No subs. Forget about 5 subs. 0 subs.
But I don't think 5 is necessary. To be honest, in my opinion, I think 3 is
it's
more
an
than
overkill.
necessary.
It's an
I think it's
overkill.
overkill.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
Hey,
move
by the
on.
way,
we have
the 5 subs, Marco, it's
Yeah.
just in Italy, it's just even Europe.
Premier
too.
League is not doing it.
Premier League
Premier League
stays
doesn't
3
have
subs.
it.
Yeah.
I know Premier League's
Some
got their own
don't.
problems with the handball. They got the problems that we had last year. It's hilarious to see that they're struggling exactly with what happened. I know they had a lot of issues. Manny asked Gaetano, "Are you wearing this polo for Barcelona? Have you become a Barcelona fan?"
Hey, it looks like one. Yeah.
Cosenza, that's Cosenza.
Yeah,
right there.
I was watching Suarez last night on TV.
Those
So
are
that's Atletico now.
Those Cosenza's colors. He's a Cosenza fan.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
you see?
yeah. That's rosso blue.
Very good. Bologna.
Or
Could be Bologna too.
Let's move on to the next game. Milan Crotone 2-0 win for AC Milan. And like I said, also on the live stream that we spoke about, Crotone really sat back. There was a lot of guys just behind the ball, trying to
Not to concede.
trying to just pack it in and stop Milan from scoring.
Look at
Peter's
Otto's
got
face.
a crazy
He's
smile.
taking away.
I want to make sure they're saying the right thing. Keep
Okay.
going. So far, you're doing good. Keep going.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Without Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who's has the coronavirus, and he's going to be out, and also Rebic too now, injury problem for him. I think was it his shoulder? Arm?
Shoulder slash arm.
I don't know
Or
if
what was
the
it?
elbow.
Was it elbow? I think elbow
Yeah, it was the
got
elbow.
dislocated or something.
I think it's going to be fine for next game. I hope.
So-
But
But-
it's going to be
yeah.
fine.
You want to
Keep
say?
going, keep going.
Go ahead.
So he's supposed to miss the next 2 games, I believe, for Milan.
He's hoping to return October 17th
For
versus
the-
Inter.
What's the next 2
for
games,
the
Max?
derby.
What's the next 2 games?
Mark, do you have it there?
So it's arm slash shoulder. So it's not as serious as they initially hoped, but they're saying hopefully for October 17th he'll be back for the match against Inter, which obviously we know that they would need. And
What's the next
and that's
2
kind of
games?
like what you were saying. What happens to Milan without Ibrahimovic? You said what happens without 9. Now without Ibrahimovic and Rebic, it definitely becomes difficult. Anything else that you saw from this Milan game?
Well, I didn't watch the
Calabria.
game. I actually saw some highlights, but I was asking Mike, what's the next 2
the
games?
next 2 games they're playing the Europa League versus Rio Ave from Portugal, and they're playing Spezia. Those are the 2 games.
Yeah, but what's the
he's
next
gonna
Serie A
miss.
game?
Spezia is the
And
game's
then
gonna
the
miss.
one after that?
No,
And then it's
Inter's gonna
Inter?
play.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then we can see.
I mean, you play dopo, bodo. I mean, this game.
Hey, listen, so
Yeah,
far.
you can-
Hey, listen,
Hey.
I'd rather to play with those teams than all you guys that you got kicked out by Lyon in Juventus.
You know who
okay,
looked good too?
for the Champions League, you got your ass kicked by Lyon.
Brahim Diaz
Yeah.
scored his first goal too. He looks like
That was the top end. Yeah.
no, but he
Why,
looks
you're
like
not impressed with Brahim?
No, I didn't really see much of him, to be honest.
And you got layout too.
he looks like a
With
talent.
Leao.
He looks like a
I like
talent
Leao.
that they could go on. And we were talking also with on another stream about it that Milan made the right choices that they need. The important parts of the team went towards what Milan needed. It's not that they had this. They could buy whatever they wanted, but they really bought what was most necessary for the squad, Tonali and these kind of players. So I think for them it's very important. You started off right. You picked up where you left off last year.
I mean, I'm watching the game. Tonali, we played the full game, the entire game, or you just came in the second half?
I don't remember where he came. You
This guy
you
wants
always ask
a.
me such a
I didn't watch the game. I was playing. That's why.
You didn't do your homework there, now.
I didn't
What
work-
do
I
you-
did
you
my
got
work,
here for
yeah.
what? You want to
I
switch
got
to
it.
me?
I
don't think
work
it
for
started.
I work for a living, Mike.
No,
so
we know he came off in the 63rd minute.
Yeah,
63rd,
he didn't
alright.
start
So
the game.
he played 60. He played an hour over there. But for Milan, like I said, they kept up. They picked off where they left off, I think. And the important part again will be how do they deal with Ibrahimovic and Rebic now out? How does the squad deal with it? How do they look? Again, you're going to play against Spezia, which is not the
A Serie B team.
hardest game that you're going to have to play against. But we'll see if they're back in time for the next one. Napoli.
wait a moment. You asked me some sort of a question. No, I'm going to tell you about how we're going to deal with it.
Oh,
First of all, Ibrahimovic.
it was a
is-
rhetorical question.
Well,
but-
this is Ibrahimovic.
He's gonna
is
answer
supposed to
anyway.
be back because the virus, 2-3 days you should be over.
No,
with.
it's 2 weeks. You quarantine yourself.
2 weeks. If he tested negative now, if he tested negative before next game, he
let's
can
not
play.
speculate on
No,
it.
Right?
It's,
Let's not
it's 2 weeks.
speculate.
It's,
Yes, keep
that's a
going.
What do you mean
standard.
2 weeks? So 2
Just
weeks
keep going.
he has
Just
to
keep
get
going.
tested.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
But so if he get
Gotta let
tested
him-
before
you
the
gotta
game
not-
next week,
not
he
build
can play,
into it.
yes or not?
I'm not sure. I'm not.
I mean, you're not sure.
Don't
so-
speculate on it. Keep going.
All right, so we got this young kid, Colombo. Colombo is,
Lorenzo
you know,
Colombo.
Is it Cristoforo?
no, it's not Cristoforo, but apparently he's got a very good talent, very skilled, you know, forward. And don't forget, we got Daniel Maldini as a backup. Not as a forward, as a midfielder.
Midfielder, yeah.
And we have the new kid over here. What's his name? Diaz, Brahim Diaz. So
Peter doesn't
He's
seem
no
impressed.
Vidal or Raja
it
Nainggolan, but they
doesn't
do the
matter,
job,
it
right?
doesn't matter. It's an unknown guy.
no
It's better-
Eriksen.
It's better to be unknown and to be very cheap. Doesn't matter. I keep saying that those are crumbs that they're gonna little by little, you know,
Become
fill
big.
up our stomach. So
Fill up our stomach.
No,
we just
the
go
thing
crumb-
with
crumb
Milan
by
is
crumb.
you know you're gonna be without Ibra and Rebic, and you have Leao, Brahima, you have Colombo. You are lucky right now because you're going through some of the teams that are not the top teams
yes,
of Serie A, so you're getting a break there.
yeah.
And
I'll
you're
take.
playing
I like the
against a
break. I'll take the break.
Norwegian team, you know, that
It's
nobody's
okay. I'll
ever
take that
heard
kind of
it.
break. I like it.
You
I
know,
like it.
so-
Yeah. Thank you for the
Okay.
compliment.
Portuguese,
sir.
Portuguese.
Thanks
No,
for the
they
compliment.
both are-
Oh yeah, before
It
yeah.
was
you're
a
right.
I think it was Norwegian.
I
Anyway,
do-
so,
Anto's
so
right
that,
today.
that's fine.
Ah,
I mean,
yeah, I like it. I like
Okay.
it. I'll take it.
All
Hey, 3 points is 3 points. Whether it's, I'll take it.
that's what I'm saying.
Thank
but
you.
100%. They'll add up
Don't,
towards the end of the season.
I'm not saying anything. I said I like
It's
it.
gonna be a
I-
lot of crumbs
I-
at the end of the
I
season.
appreciate you being concerned. I
Okay.
appreciate your concern. So you
Great
should be
guy, right?
watch
Great
your
guy.
watch your own team over there. That it's not looking that great. Okay.
Okay.
Napoli 6-0 against Genoa. They could not stop. They
Wow.
scoring goals. They look, a lot of people have underrated Napoli, and obviously I know they're playing at Genoa, and many people say Genoa's not that great of a team. But I think that they look like they have something going for them, Napoli this year. Even though there was some doubts, Koulibaly looks like he's going to stay. Man City's signed another player.
Manolas.
Manolas is with Koulibaly in the back line.
Manolas.
So we'll see if they're able to build that partnership that we want. Oshiman looks dynamic.
Looks very
open
good.
space.
Yeah.
Pushes forward, gets into there. And I think that Napoli, they're clicking. They look something about them.
Lozano is doing very well.
They
too.
look like they're having fun out there. They dismantled Genoa. They made Genoa look like a Serie cheese squad. How amazing they were playing. They could have scored 10 goals, to be honest with you. But Genoa, I know Perin wasn't there, but I'm so surprised what's been going on with Genoa. I feel like they're going to be fighting. It's going to be a long season for them. And Sampdoria in general, they're going to be fighting for relegation the whole season. Because as of now, they're not looking that good. They need a couple more signings.
the
for sure.
first game they look good, right?
The first game? Genoa?
Yeah.
Who'd they play?
No, they
I'm trying to
lost.
They
think.
won. They won.
They won.
Yeah, yeah.
Destro scored.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they won.
Well,
the
The
first
thing
game.
that we have to be careful for, and I
They
think
play
for
Parma.
Napoli, what's going in their favor is that they're playing, obviously, Juventus next. Which is they're going into it with the right mentality and with the right spirit. And I think they're going to catch Juventus at a good time too for them. Juventus in a bad time, Napoli in a good time, which will definitely favor them. And I think there's a good spirit around everything that's happening over there. So I think that all those things are very important. Obviously, Milik, they saying that he should close the deal with someone. They didn't say exactly which team it's going to be, but for them it will be important. We also have to say since we're talking about Genoa, it just happened now. They have 14 guys in their team.
11 players.
11 players, 14 guys
14
total of
with
their
staff,
team
yeah.
that just got the coronavirus. And they obviously just played Napoli. So who knows
Very
what it's
questionable.
going to mean if we're going to be able to see Napoli, Juventus, and what's going to happen for Genoa and their team. I mean, you lost 11 players. You lost
That's
starting
crazy.
11
That's crazy.
with this. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm scared about
the rest of the league.
how they're going to keep playing these games. And obviously, there's so many images of them being so close together, Napoli and Genoa.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That it almost seems insane if Napoli players are not going to come back tested with it. But I guess we'll see what happens. We have no updates now, but we just know that Genoa, 14 guys have.
But this
coronavirus.
is my point about this virus right there. The thing is that when they celebrate and they hug each other, that's a different story. But you're still outdoor. You have to really be into the mouth of somebody, like
Well,
like,
we saw-
like
I think so.
some sort of a
yeah.
French kiss
No,
stuff
no, I
to
don't
get
think.
the
Uncle,
virus.
you're screaming. You're sweating.
Or you have to be in a very close environment, within a locker room, that where you can actually spread this.
Well, we saw a very close image
stuff.
of two of the players so close to each other, screaming in each other's
Yeah.
faces.
Holy.
Multiple pictures. We have a donation from Oscar Vasquez, who said, Mike the Milan fan is truly a thing of the past. The man throws shade at AC Milan almost every single podcast.
No.
Still love the guy, though. Forza
No.
Anto.
You know,
Thank
you know,
you.
tough love when you love a team so much. I
Oh,
criticize them. That's how it
yeah.
is. Milan. I was born a Milan fan.
yeah, all right.
So for
So
Napoli,
then I'm Greek.
I got Napoli on the top four, so I chose them at the beginning as a top
Okay.
four. But Gattuso, I think I'm happy for Gattuso. You know, I think he's doing a very good job with Napoli with the right mentality, and they're really playing nice. They're playing a good soccer.
Carlo Fassi has a question for Peter, a donation and a question for Peter. He said, what Milan purchases secures Champions League spot for AC Milan?
That's my question.
Yeah, that's your question. I think he's doing it on purpose.
Come on,
What,
Peter.
do you guys need? Chiesa. You could get Chiesa.
Be honest. Don't be biased on this.
I don't think.
No,
Chiesa
be
is gonna
honest.
do it.
I mean,
Give us Milenkovic.
it all depends on. We have to be realistic.
Yeah, be
'cause
realistic,
We have to
yeah,
have
of
a certain
course.
budget and stuff.
So what would you go?
Obviously, a center back is important for Milan. If I have to guess, I won't say Milenkovic. I don't think Milenkovic is gonna go to Milan. It's too expensive.
He would be great for them. He would be a
Yeah,
great
but
addition.
I don't
in
think
their back.
I don't think they can afford him.
What do you mean they can afford it?
40 million. 40 million.
We're
It's a
gonna
lot.
see if we can flip.
It's a lot for a Milan.
If we can
Just
flip
Paquetá or
Paquetá
something
and couple
package.
other.
You know, I actually just saw a comment and I forgot about this. We were saying Fiorentina number 9. Tata said, "What about Milik as the number 9 for Fiorentina?"
oh,
I
absolutely,
think
it's a
that
great
Milik-
idea.
Milik could be a good option for them.
Absolutely, that's a center.
Why
That's
not?
a real center
How much
forward.
does he make, though? You got to see how
5
much.
million?
He's gonna be
Yeah.
too expensive. I
5
think.
million?
I think a little
Yeah,
bit
well,
more.
Napoli's not going to make anything. If they don't sell him now, they're making 0 from him. So they have to find any kind, even if it's a loan with option or obligation, whatever, they have to get a way to get him out. And even if they pay for part of the salary, I don't know, for Fiorentina, it could make a lot of sense. Move on. Next game.
I had something on my head, but
About
now
Napoli?
it flipped out. Napoli, yeah, actually, yeah. No,
You
that's
see?
my point.
You see?
Okay, so Napoli
welcome.
is
You
going
put
to be
them top
facing.
four?
Hey, he's going to be facing Juventus next week, and
Yeah,
this
the next round.
Osimhen, believe me, I think Chiellini and Bonucci losing 1 or 2 steps. Listen, you're losing a quarter of a step, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And defensively, I think Chiellini and Bonucci, both of them, they unless Juventus gets the lead and they get, who else? Demiral back,
Demiral
it's going to be
back,
problems.
yeah.
It's going to be big problems.
They're gonna run
Well-
past with that defense. I
Oh
think.
my God, they're gonna go through like water.
Yeah.
Oh, listen.
probably.
Well, let's be cautious.
I can
of
see
that, 'cause
Napoli
Juventus is
winning
still
Torino
Juventus.
3-0.
I don't know about that.
Going,
That's an
going
early
back
prediction.
to going back to Napoli, but I would say first time that Gattuso has the team from the start. What he was able to do to the locker room, to the enthusiasm. We talk about the enthusiasm with Juventus. Gattuso was able to change that locker room and the players' mentality and wanting to play for Gattuso. And now he's got him from the start where, he's got everybody at his disposal. Some of the, let's say, disgruntled employees have been out where, Alan has left. They were able to get Osimhen. Insigne right now is injured, unfortunately, for the upcoming game. But you have Chucky Lozano, who looks like
Very
he's finally
good.
getting the pulse of
That's true.
Serie A.
And Politano also, another
Manolas,
winger.
Koulibaly working as a pair.
So far.
Another donation from Justin. Thank you, Justin, for your donation. As we see, by the way, I think we're catching it in the camera. Mike, you want to put your Antonio over there? We see George in the background is making some progress over here. I think they're seeing. Yeah. I mean, they see it in the background.
We
You don't
can't
want them
really
to see it.
Looking
All right, it's no problem. It's looking good. All right, we'll save it. We'll save it. I
Yeah.
like the way it's looking from here. Anyway, let's move on to the game that I think a lot of the people over here really want to talk about. Roma, Juventus, a 2-2 draw.
Oh.
In a very, very, very disappointing match from Juventus, in my opinion. A great performance from Roma overall. I thought Roma came out a lot better than I was expecting. The defense of Roma with Kumbula and Ibanez. Ibanez, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
These
Squiggly
guys went
on the end.
crazy on me for how I pronounce the name. Looked great. They looked really solid. They looked intense. Going forward with Pedro, I thought that Roma looked really good. I think they came out with the right mentality. I think Fonseca put out a good lineup, and they understood what they had to do. Juventus from the opposite side, the complete opposite. I don't know where the players were going. There was zero intensity. There was almost no tactics. They were throwing bodies forward at times and leaving Chiellini and Bonucci exposed that were getting beat like a hot knife through butter. Roma did almost anything that they wanted with the Juventus defense, which was completely shaky and very disappointing. And Juventus, in the end of the day, they got lucky that they got a 2-2 draw. And the only reason why they got this draw is thanks to Edin Dzeko, because he missed those 2 sitters. And that's the only reason why Juventus come away with a point. If that's any other time, Dzeko buries those 2 goals, and Juventus lose this match.
And then Mkhitaryan chance too. Yeah, I thought just in general, I thought Roma, it was criminal that they couldn't get that win. But like Marco said, they missed two. They could have been up 2-3 goals on a regular day. The chance that they missed, it seemed like Dzeko had something else on his mind because he didn't look like he was present that day. Mkhitaryan did the most incredible run, and then he shot it right at Chesney, which should have been a goal. But we all know Juve, if you don't score on your chances, I feel like they always find a way, especially a player like Cristiano Ronaldo so he got 2 goals, that's going to score whenever they have. But Roma, yeah, like you said, Roma played better than I thought. They look like a pretty decent team
Dzeko,
overall.
what you said for Dzeko,
Yeah.
I mean, the week before, the guy...
He was practically a Juve player.
He was, he was sitting in the bench.
Exactly.
They didn't let him
He was
play.
ready
That's
to
crazy.
leave.
And he was ready. He had a suitcase already in the locker room after the game. He was supposed to take off, and the plane was waiting for him. And
Exactly.
then, now he finds himself a Roma player. Maybe he didn't want to be there. I'm not sure, but something definitely was in his head because he wouldn't have missed those.
Yeah. On a regular
those
day,
chances.
he scores those.
But going back to Juventus, I mean, the midfielder was atrocity. I mean, I never saw such a bad midfield from. Rabiot, I didn't like him. McKennie, I mean, it was terrible. There was no creativity. There was nothing that was going on in the midfield. And Pirlo, I thought he didn't do a good job on this game. Thank God that for the first hour they were terrible. When they remained with 10 players, and then he put in Arthur, and he put in
Betancourt.
But of course,
Costa,
now the team. I mean, this guy Arthur, he was everywhere. I saw him playing. I think he played all the 10 position in the field. He got the ball. He was pressuring. He wanted the ball. Every ball he wanted the ball. So at the end, with 10 players, they were able to tie this game. Fonseca, I thought he did a great job with the team and putting this team on the field. But then I don't understand why he took out Santon and he put in Perez. And this guy, he was marking Cristiano Ronaldo on that when he scored the goal.
He barely moved. Yeah, he was
but Gaetano, what makes you think? Gaetano, what makes you think?
He enjoyed the sight.
Yeah, but what makes you think
know,
that
he was
Santon
like-
will have done anything?
It was
anyway?
like the guy was having his cappuccino and he was looking like this, and the guy was having his coffee up there.
like an
and
airplane was passing
bam.
by. Yeah.
I
That was
mean-
bad defense.
He
Ball
was watching
watching.
the takeoff.
Yeah,
watching
he
the
was
plane
he was
take off.
taking a takeoff. Should the goalie have come out? I mean, the goalie came out and then he stopped.
No man's land, right?
He was in no man's land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If the coaches say that if the ball is in the small area, it's the goalie's,
goalie's
ball,
ball,
and it
yeah.
was in the small area. So if you come out, you gotta come out. You can't come out and
He
then
looked
stop
scared.
and then go back,
Yeah.
and then he was in no man's land. But other than that, I thought Roma could have easily won this game.
It was extremely poor decisions from Pirlo.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want?
Extremely poor decisions. I mean,
Keep-
the idea, number one, the idea to take to keep Rabiot in, who was on a yellow card, who Rabiot was going into some of the worst challenges I've ever seen. For a man on a yellow card, the guy had no brain in the challenges that he was making. Literally zero.
And Marco, up
And
to
he
the
took
second
out-
yellow
one
card, he was
second.
playing very well.
And he took out McKennie, who, yes, McKennie was not having a good match. But instead of taking out McKennie, why don't you take out Rabiot, who's on a yellow card, who is known for not making the smartest of decisions on the play, and who's not having a great match in himself? And he didn't take him out, and he took out McKennie instead.
And
Well, there's
Cuadrado.
you have 5 substitutions. Cuadrado, who's a right winger, who's converted to a right back, who's converted to a right wing back, was playing left wing back.
First time ever.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's absolute
Yeah.
madness.
That's
to
very
put Cuadrado
strange.
as a left wing back. I'm not a fan of De Sciglio, but you have Frabotta, who started last game, who did a great job.
Right.
He came in.
How in the hell do you put Cuadrado as a left wing back?
Yeah, that wasn't
To
good.
me, it was absurd. Kulusevski, and again, I like the idea of where he put Kulusevski, but reading the match, Kulusevski was out of the game. Morata was jet lagged. Morata was still in Spain. He was sitting on the beach in Spain because the guy was not even present at all. You had to put Kulusevski and Ronaldo both up top. They were linking well together. And I get if you make the mistake in the beginning, it's fine. But to not adapt and to put Kulusevski higher up earlier in the match, I could not believe that Pirlo was not reading the game properly in that sense. And I know people are in the comments going crazy. You're judging Pirlo too quick. You're so mean on Pirlo. You're this, you're that. Wait till the end of the game. But to you, I say, they tell me, you're judging too quick, Pirlo. These are 2 games that are in front of us. We have to judge what we're saying in front of us. Otherwise, we close the cameras and we don't say anything. Because if we can only talk after 38 games, let's not say anything. Let's not say a player's doing good. You judge what's there. This does not mean Pirlo's a bad coach. This does not mean Pirlo's going to become a bad coach. Against Roma, Pirlo made the wrong decisions. That's it. It's not saying what's going to happen.
It started.
Wait a moment. Okay, wait a moment. First of all, you before the game saying that Juventus was supposed to win 3-1, same way I said it.
Yes.
Second of all, Juventus got caught flat-footed over there. They did not expect Roma intensity. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The speed of those, everyone.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Mkhitaryan, Pellegrini,
Yeah.
all of those guys were like on steroids.
We agree.
They were
And
just
they
unbelievable.
put
up and
pressure
down.
in midfield.
The pressure on midfield.
We're in agreement.
Chiellini and Bonucci, they looked kind of lost. They were like in shock.
That's
A
the
deer in
coach's
headlights.
fault.
We're-
though.
So wait, another thing.
We're in agreement.
Another thing, what Fonseca did, he brought the intensity that Juventus brings when they lose the ball to attack the ball handler. That's what Roma did exactly to Juventus. They didn't wait. They didn't let them think. So they immediately went to the ball handler and they threw all the schemes and they didn't make the Juventus midfield see the field.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
So now, the fact that Roma could have won the game is been amplified to the fact that your defense did not exist. And it's lucky, like we all saying, it's lucky that you guys pulled a tie, but not because of Pirlo. Pirlo has got nothing to do with that. Listen, Pirlo was given this team 2 weeks before the Campionato started. Now that he understands what he's going to be facing, because he's seen the Campionato with few things he's seen around. He's seen the Napoli. Watch, he's going to be studying Napoli. He's going to be studying a lot of the teams. So Pirlo is going to have to ask for help. You guys need help defensively. If Delite doesn't come in very quickly and Demiral doesn't do his job, you guys need
Fair
help
enough.
and you
But
need it very quickly.
I mean, we all can expect Pirlo's going to make mistakes. Every
Right.
coach will make mistakes, but it's not that; it's the lack of adapting. But I know Peter wants to say something. Peter,
No, I was gonna say it starts from the formation, the players what positions they're playing. You had Danilo also playing as one of the 3 center backs. You had a formation where you really didn't understand what formation Juventus was playing. You had an overload of players pushing up, and you're leaving Chiellini and Bonucci, who are not the quickest of guys, by themselves, stranded.
On
When you
counter-attack.
have a Pedro, a Mkhitaryan, Pellegrini, off the break, they were counterattacking like crazy, and Juventus didn't know how to stop them. The only thing that worked out for them was that Roma weren't able to capitalize on some
On
of
their
those chances.
Exactly.
100%.
But at the same time, we look at Pirlo, where we say, yes, he didn't have. Unfortunately, this is not a usual year where you have a month, 2 months to train, play scrimmage games, try to see your identity, start to see if there's any players that could play in certain positions. And then for the start of the season, you already know, okay, Cuadrado definitely can play left wing back. So he's gonna need those times where he can fool around with the lineup. But at the same time, you're versing Roma. At the very least, right? The whole thing was Agnelli when he brought Pirlo in is the enthusiasm. When we're gonna have Pirlo, Juventus fans are gonna be proud of the way Juventus plays, and it didn't show this game.
Well-
it was a failure on Juventus as a ownership getting someone like Pirlo
That's wrong.
right
You're
away.
wrong.
Unprepared.
It was a failure
No,
of
that's
Pirlo not knowing how to read the game. I think he didn't put the best players in certain positions and in the substitutes. And it was a failure of the Juventus players. Because up until, like you said, once they got the red card, all of a sudden the intensity level changed. Now there was an urgency. No, you have to be Juventus, and you have to start with that urgency from minute 1.
everyone apart from Ronaldo, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But everything, it's a whole organization.
You know the thing that scares me the most, Pete, is that we're gonna have Chiellini and Bonucci playing for the Italian national team on the European Championship, and those 2 guys, they don't have it.
Let's
They
keep
don't
the
have
conversation.
it.
Let's keep the
I don't-
conversation
I don't-
on top
I don't
right
think
now.
So
I don't think you can pinpoint only Chiellini and Bonucci, because in the end, if you look at the goals that were given up, it was on a counterattack.
Yeah.
It was on chances that the midfield did not pick up quick enough. Juventus, when they were trying to high press, if you saw,
Yeah.
Roma were able to break those lines really quickly and get into space.
Peter's 100% right, and I know Peter at one point he said, "What formation is Juventus playing?" And I looked up and I said, "You're right." I saw like 8 guys forward, and they left Bonucci and Chiellini
There
in the
was
back.
no formation.
They didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
It was one of the most
Man,
unorganized teams I've ever seen.
No structure on that one.
Well, no, I agree because you usually play the 3-5-2, you play the 4-3-3, or you play the 4-2-3-1. But this was the first time that I saw the 3. Then there were 4 in the middle, and then Ramsey, and then
Ronaldo
3-4-1-2. We see that sometimes. We see 3-4-1-2.
but how many times you see that Ramsey? I don't know. Ramsey to me, it was he was lost. I don't know. To me, the formation that he put with Cuadrado out of position
Made no sense.
Which the week before he had said, I'm trying to put everybody in their own position, so I'm trying to keep them all in. And then he puts Cuadrado all the way on the left side. On that counter-attack, it was 3 against 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Pirlo has to tell him, hey, if you're going on a corner kick, who's staying behind? Cuadrado was the only one chasing the player, which he should have delayed because it was 3 against 1. Delay the guy. Don't. But
I really don't care.
I know that we have a very fan who watches all our podcasts. His name is Gio, and he's watching right now, and he's a big Pirlo fan. But Pirlo is gonna do better. But right now, we have to point out the things that we see that need to improve.
I think
for sure.
that's exactly the point. This has nothing to do with being a
Right.
Pirlo fan.
Right.
As a player, you will not find a person that loves Pirlo more than I think any of us over here. He's the idol. But you have to separate your emotions from the facts of the situation. As much as I want to believe this game in particular, again, if you are commenting right now saying you guys are too harsh on Pirlo, you're either biased or you don't read the situation, you don't read the game well. It's one or the two, or you don't want to believe that how it was, because the facts are the facts. What we saw, Pirlo did not coach the team well. Again, that does not say he's not going to become a great coach. That does not mean that every great coach has had bad games. In this game in particular, Pirlo screwed up the formation. And I don't think the players helped him. Besides Ronaldo, again, we're seeing this constant
Ronaldo saved
thread.
him.
Ronaldo's the only one with the mentality
Exactly.
that he saves Juventus time in and time again.
Exactly.
That's why Juventus won the Scudetto last year, because they had a guy like Ronaldo, Dybala, and De Ligt who were able to save the team.
And if I could this is something that I think. I think Pirlo is trying too hard. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You have great players on this Juventus team. Find a balanced formation that you can work. You have top players that can, change the match or carry your team to win. Look at Zidane. Zidane, when he went to Real Madrid, his biggest thing was just being able to manage the players off the field and on the field. The formation was set. This is how we play. Some tactics, and everything else was based off of how he read the game and making sure that the best players had the best chances to score and win.
That's a good point.
And I think Pirlo is trying to reinvent the wheel too much, that he wants to be the next Pep Guardiola. It could be also because this is his first gig and he wants to try to prove what he can do. But relax.
Good perspective.
Especially
I
in
agree with
Serie A, you don't have to play with 9 guys attacking.
Yeah.
You have to play a balanced approach, and you're gonna win some games, and then you start tweaking some stuff.
Anto, can you hold your thought for 1 second? I know you really want to add on this. We have a lot of donations that I haven't read. I also want to remind everybody who's watching right now live, make sure you like this video. It helps us out a lot. Subscribe. Hit this.
Swipe.
No swiping.
Oh,
just
swipe.
like and
Like
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. You hear
sure
me?
you
Do
do it.
this.
And you
Thumbs
do this?
up,
Or
yeah.
thumbs up, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a
like.
like.
Okay,
That's a
like
like.
and subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. Donation from Clifford. Let's just hit these quick because there's a lot. He said, who would benefit more from a win, Juventus or Napoli?
Benefit more from a win.
From a win.
Between the two, Napoli, I would think.
Yeah, maybe not, because they're the underdogs, I feel like, and they'll help them a lot. So probably Napoli, I would say.
I would say Juventus, because Juventus now they're gonna have to start to assess themselves as a hey, listen, the race just started. We cannot afford to lose those big chances. Since they're gonna be playing home, and then with the time going by, maybe spectators they're gonna come back into the stadium. The home field that can become a factor into
Absolutely.
winning the home game. So.
Absolutely.
And to pick up a point to your finish point, I was trying to get to you guys. Listen to this.
Can I read the rest of the donations?
Pirlo made a spectacular substitute when he brought into Betancourt. Betancourt, I think, should be starting for Juventus all the time.
Okay.
This Ramsey does not belong to me on the team, not even on the bench. Okay, I wouldn't even keep him on the AC Milan locker rooms to mop the floor. A player like that.
A little exaggerated.
Okay.
Clifford said, I think to a certain extent, Pirlo deserves a bit of time to figure things out with the squad. I think he's taking this season to test the lineup. I think we're all in agreement with Clifford.
Yes.
All in agreement. Well
Yes.
said. Joshua said, did you guys see that Milan are signing Jens Peter Hogg? I hope I said his name right. He played against us in
Hogg.
preseason, and he completely impressed Maldini. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know the player, but he is scoring a lot of goals, and it looks good.
We have, I mean,
I like it. I like it.
He scored 14 goals in 17 games, I think.
Wow.
What are you going to say?
For an unknown players and with no pressure on, we'll take him. Bring him in.
It's like a Piontek, but for cheap.
Bring him in. Bring him in.
Simon from Australia, thank you for your donation. I don't know how we're going to answer this question.
Go
He
ahead.
said, what do you think about Regina's signings this season? Are they favorites to go to Serie A?
Oh,
They were perfect, Michael. You're the best.
Michael,
you're the best.
Go for it,
Thank
Mike.
Go ahead, Mike.
I
Come on,
believe, if I'm not mistaken, Regina signed 3 Greek football
There
players.
we
So
go.
Heladom, it's come here.
So yeah, I was actually impressed. Like, wow. One sign and I was like, wow. Second one I was like, wow. 2. And then the third one sign I was like, holy
All
crap!
these
I gotta
guys
put,
came from the boat, right?
I gotta put
Hey,
notifications
maybe
for Regina.
they are paying Regina to play instead of Regina paying them.
I wonder if Simon asked this question specifically for you to answer it like
Probably,
that.
to
I
be
feel like it
honest.
has to have
I'm
been
almost
that.
positive it's the Regina that signed the 3
Yeah,
players.
people are going crazy in the comments about
That's fun.
Regina.
Forza Regina,
That's
guys. Road to Serie A. Let's go.
Okay. I
You didn't expect we were gonna answer that, right?
I did not expect us to answer that. Inzaghi, both the Inzaghi brothers won their
Can I
matches.
say one last thing
Yeah,
about Juventus? This is for Pirlo,
Absolutely.
Put Betancourt in front of the defense and put Arthur 10 yards in front of Betancourt
I like that. And who's
for
the third guy?
for the next game.
All the Greeks in the comments are going crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably
They're
half my
writing-
family.
I don't know what they're saying, but I hope it's nice
They say
stuff.
something in Greek.
It's-
They say
it's
something
written-
in Greek.
It's written in Greek.
Mike, they say something in Greek. It's translated, Mike. Go
Yeah,
for it.
Mike, what does it say?
Spanakopita. They say Spanakopita.
No, that's not
Souvlaki. They say
What does
souvlaki.
it say?
It's
What does
not-
it
it's
say?
not
Come
good.
on, say it.
It's not good.
Oh, Malacca maybe. They say Malacca,
No,
right?
it's not, it was definitely a Google Translate. It wasn't
Translate.
Okay, forget about it.
I'm not
Okay,
gonna
keep going.
say.
All right, next question.
Both the Inzaghi brothers won their matches. Lazio won 2-0 against Cagliari. And Benevento made an incredible comeback against Sampdoria. Sampdoria were 2-0 down. And Benevento, newly promoted Benevento, came back and won the match 3-2. I believe they scored the last goal in the 89th minute.
80.
And Inzaghi gets his first win for Benevento in the Serie A. And he said after the match, people said that his dad called him crying in tears because both him and his brother won in the same time, the first time together on the same match day in Serie A. What?
No, someone said a funny comment. It was like, "Oh, his dad cries for that, but when he wins the Champions League, is like he cries for that, but not when he wins the Champions League with
He didn't say he
Milan."
didn't cry
Yeah, I
when
know
he
he
won
didn't
the
say that,
Champions
but it's
I
like,
think-
"Oh, he
no,
cries
I
for a
think-
Benevento
no,
win."
I think the comment said that
Something like that.
you would have thought that he lost all his tears in his body
Was
from
it that?
crying from
Okay,
from
maybe
the Champions
that.
League, which I think would
Maybe,
make more
maybe.
sense. Atalanta Torino was a great game too, by the way. I was watching Torino Atalanta. Derun, our boy Derun, scored. Papo Gomez.
Off the
Incredible.
chart.
Did you see that goal,
Incredible.
dude? Oh
Incredible.
my god!
Nice goal.
He
Show me,
dictates everything.
Incredible
I'll show
player.
after.
But Torino, mamma mia, they are bad. I mean, come on.
What
They have,
about Belotti?
they have Giampaolo too. I was actually
Yeah.
thinking Torino's gonna have a good season with Giampaolo. I was
Me
like, I'm
too.
excited for Giampaolo, but yeah,
Giampaolo.
they look like with
they
Mazzari,
look
the
pretty
same
bad,
team.
But I have to think about Atalanta and Lazio, which they did very well.
Yeah.
I like what Atalanta. I thought, this year Atalanta is not gonna repeat again. But before October 5th, I have to rethink.
Did you put them
about
top 4 or no?
it. No, Atalanta. No.
Shame on you.
No, no.
Shame
But
on
you.
I
Got a
can still
week.
change.
They're
We
going.
still got a week.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They still change, right?
That's
We
true. I
haven't- we
forgot.
haven't
still
touched-
change.
Well,
forgot.
Michael also said if Juventus didn't get Suarez, that they were not going to win the league.
I said I can change. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did
So
say
that
that.
was
Yeah,
it.
And
Suarez
I
is the
had-
guy. But we're not going to say it yet.
Yeah, not yet. Wait a
All right,
week.
we'll wait.
Wait
We're
a
gonna say
week.
Wait a week.
Yeah,
Wait a
yeah,
week.
yeah.
I want everybody to get your last questions in as we conclude. We just got a few other things to talk about. Someone said you guys didn't talk about how bad Morata was. I believe I said
No,
he
you did
he was on
say.
the beach in
He was
Spain.
pretty bad.
Still.
He was
Yeah,
pretty
said
bad.
something about that.
Yeah.
Also, I want to talk about Udinese lost their match, but I watched Udinese against Elis Verona, and this player, De Paul, is so underrated.
Oh, you know,
De
the Paul is good.
De Paul is a top player, and I cannot believe that nobody in Italy and nobody around the world
Wow.
is big.
Zenit is linked to
But
him.
Zenit doesn't count. Zenit and Leeds don't
Leeds-
count.
Leeds want him too.
I said a
Yeah.
top team, a Champions League team. How are they not going for De Paul?
Yeah, Fiorentina last year they wanted him.
For Fiorentina,
It's too
it would be-
expensive,
Now,
too
now it's a
expensive.
little bit different.
No,
with
they
the way
can't.
that
They can't
their-
fit him now.
The
yeah.
midfield is, but
Yeah, well, they got
doesn't
Aaron
matter.
Buck.
Ventura.
For a top team, how nobody is signing De Paul is criminal.
Yeah,
The
he's
guy
very
is a
good.
top player with a top mentality, and he reminds me a lot of Luis Alberto because he used to play a lot closer to goal, a lot of like a center attacking mid. Now, if you watch him for Udine, I did not watch anything else but De Paul during this game because that's how smart of a player he is. He drops back. He dictates. He's like an orchestrator.
Yeah.
He puts the ball this way, that way, comes back on defense, makes tackles, is the only thing going for Udinese.
He's the only reason that they stayed in Serie A
In
last
my
season.
opinion, if you're Juventus, if you're anybody that needs a creative player, a midfielder, De Paul is the guy, and I cannot believe that he's being slept on.
And
You see, Milan inquired about him. It's too much money.
No,
too
it's
much.
only
you
around
guys would be
40.
okay. You guys don't need him now.
I think it's
Yeah,
like 40,
well-
45.
Actually,
For
we
45
lose
million,
him.
I think he's a steal
it's
to be
not,
honest.
it's not even there.
and
It's-
he's not
it's
even
30
old.
It's 30 to 40 million.
Was it?
30
I thought it was
to 40
45.
I'm surprised you guys didn't sign him.
I want to
please.
say something about Sassuolo again. You know, they
I saw that game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they playing good soccer. The coach, I like the
The
coach.
Zerbi.
Yeah, is and he always, you know, the way he talks after the game, he always says the right thing. So
And I also
Good
want to
job.
bring up, I don't know if you were going to bring up, but Sassuolo, Ciccio Caputo, he scored 4 goals that game and only 1 counted.
Yes,
he was
I-
so unlucky.
Yeah, I saw
Caputo
that.
is the man. I love him so much because he scores. He does amazing celebrations and he's hilarious on social media. But he got his first call to that Zuri we talked about a few months
Right,
ago.
right.
But I think hopefully they're gonna replicate their season they had last season to this season because
We-
Sassuolo's a gem that everyone's sleeping on. I think.
We also have to say that Insigne could be out for 3 weeks with a hamstring injury.
That's right.
I'm just going through our Instagram right now just to see anything else
He's
that
gonna-
we left off.
yeah, he's
We have another donation from Clifford. He said, "What players impressed you guys so far this season?" As when we're gonna start concluding. now.
Me so far the Napoli new
Yeah,
sign.
Napoli's-
Oh my
Napoli's
God.
team in general, like,
Osimhen, man,
I'd
I'm
say
telling
Lisa,
you.
one player. Osimhen.
One player, Osimhen,
Yeah.
it's
Not
just
team.
too
That's
much.
true.
Too much. That guy, it's impossible to guard. It's too fast. He'll burn you before you blink your eyes. He's gone. Boom.
Yeah.
Guy, where is it?
Yeah, he's very quick. He's very quick.
He's just too
He makes
much.
fast
Very
people look
good.
slow.
Anybody for you?
The
Kulusevski.
I think the guy impressed me for the age that he has. I mean, he's playing with Juventus, a top team. You can see he's got character when he gets the ball. I mean, he makes some nice plays. Yesterday with the heel, he gave a couple of passes with the heel pass. I mean, I like his attitude too.
Me too. I agree with you. That's actually a good shout. Peter?
Lautaro.
No.
That was a nice goal, by the way, though. That was amazing.
I don't know. I still
Yeah, I'm thinking.
still looking at some players. I think Kulusevski definitely was somebody interesting. Hakimi, but he had very
Yeah.
limited minutes. But that was somebody that I was really looking forward to. And then you see him, what he did, like you said, that pass,
that
the
pass
ability
was
to-
unbelievable.
the ability to
He
take
looks like
on
a
a
gazelle
player.
when he runs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he
The
looks
way
like
that
a
he
Theo
runs.
Hernandez.
He's incredible.
And
Incredible.
He could be the real deal for a long time.
You know,
Nick
let's finish up. Osimhen, I think, is the number one. I'll tell you the reasons why. The guy's like a magnet. It takes 3 defenders on him, and then he frees 2 other people.
but he
to
still
just go
hasn't
straight.
scored. I want to see
Doesn't
him.
matter
No, I know.
about scoring.
I'm not
He's
arguing.
Look at
I'm just
Napoli. How
saying.
many goals they scored so far?
Yeah,
2
yeah.
games,
8
man.
goals.
2 games is 8 goals. Is a lot of those guys that couldn't score 8 goals in 8 games. Now 2 games, 8 goals. That means this guy here is making. He's making a big difference on the top of
We
there.
have a donation from Nick Dileva. He said, question for you all. Who is the ideal replacement for Zlatan after the season ends? Could get Milik on the free.
Milik wouldn't be a bad one. Milik's not bad. He's a
Anybody else
similar
in
kind of
mind,
striker.
or to be determined? I say Milik, if you get him for a free transfer, is good.
Maybe a couple youths like the one that we're just fishing from Norway or Sweden, whatever
Okay.
Gaetano was saying
Fair
before
enough.
with this kid over here. Maybe some unknown player
Somebody like
because
that.
they're flying under the radar, and maybe those are what you need.
Fair enough.
Maybe.
I want to conclude with Del Piero's quote, where he said, I think that Inter and Atalanta are the serious candidates to win the Scudetto this year.
Oh wow!
Atalanta.
The only reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people got mad at me. They said, Marco, you're a fake Juventus fan for giving Inter credit that they could win the league. So my question is just, does this make also Del Piero a fake Juventus fan for saying that Inter and Atalanta could win the league? That's my question.
Ask Antonio.
Ask Antonio.
Hey, listen. First of all,
Well, Antonio says that Inter's going to win the league. So that's...
well, I said cool win. I didn't say he's going to win. Cool win. Forget about it. He's
Playing
saying
it safe, right?
They're gonna sweat. You know, with all the signing that they have and all the stuff, with the Conte with all his full wigs still intact right now on the head. I like to see after Christmas what Then we'll make this assessment.
I think Atalanta definitely. We know what style of play and what they can do versus the top teams. The only problem is as far as depth compared to the other teams that are up for.
It's not even fair.
When you can make 5 subs
Exactly.
and change a game on.
It is tough.
Especially
that,
now with the
it's gonna-
5
it's gonna
subs, it's
be-
like...
And,
it's hurt them even
and I
more.
just want to bring up the Atalanta thing. A lot of people were saying that Atalanta were going to dismantle their squad. So far, they have not sold a starter, and they got a couple of reinforcements.
COVID helped
And
them
made
out.
money from Castagna.
Yeah, and yeah, because
Castagna got an
They
assist.
made money? How much?
25 million.
Castagna got an assist against Man City
Yeah.
for Vardy. Beautiful goal.
Yeah.
They
And
ended
then
up winning
Yes,
5-2.
5-2.
Yeah.
Castagna got the assist. But COVID helped them out a lot.
Yeah, they
Because
definitely
you
helped
couldn't
them
sell
out.
players for the same amount of that they had wanted before.
So it's going to be interesting where they end. I just want to bring one last thing before we go. Castrovilli, last season he scored 3 goals with Fiorentina. He already has 2 goals this season.
Nice.
So it looks like maybe he'll play a little bit more attacking.
Is he a
and
Greek guy, this guy here?
He's from Bari.
Oh, he's from Bari. Oh, wow.
Bari product
Amazing.
right
Castrovilli is incredible. Him,
Yeah, he's good.
Chiesa and Ribery, those
Ribery,
are the
incredible.
jewels of Fiorentina.
there.
Those
Amrabat,
three
I
guys.
think, is going to come through.
You have them
too.
too. That's
I'm
it.
surprised
Them
you
three.
guys
That's
didn't
great.
go for Castrovilli in Juventus.
Could have been a great player, but again, it was hard to buy. Guys, we're gonna end the live stream. We'll end it with George over there.
Wow.
Shout out to George. It's looking amazing right now.
George
I'm not gonna
George
lie.
looking
It's
good.
looking- yeah, they gotta see it a little bit.
George is the man. Even the light
Guys,
switch
we're-
over there. Look at that. Now
we're-
you can see.
Who's this guy? Does anyone know who this guy is?
Beckham.
They can't see it. They can't see it. I like how he screams.
I don't know that guy. I know this guy.
He's like raising his hand.
But
Next question, Georgie. Next question.
But anyway, let's thank George. Bonnie's Grill. Am I right? We'll see how this turns out. Again, nobody guessed it today. Nobody guessed what's gonna
Wow.
be added to the studio.
But coming next project, the pizza oven. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
We'll
pizza.
do
oven.
it.
I forgot about
Wow.
that. You make me
We
hungry.
gotta
So there is
remove
no
that
guess.
door
I still
from
don't know. I wanted to know.
Last donation from Clifford. If you call any IFTV guy a fake fan, you're a loser. Antonio voice.
You got that right.
Except me,
You
though,
got
right?
that
'Cause I
right.
switch
That's right.
around.
Guys, as always, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe,
Ciao,
do all that
guys.
good stuff, and make your guess for what's added to the studio.
Forza
As always,
Regina.
thank you for
Ciao,
watching.
guys.
All right.
Guys.
Let's
Okay.
go.
That Regina question was hilarious.
You didn't think I'd be
I-
prepared
I
for that.
never
I'm always
thought-
prepared for that
I
stuff.
never thought
I'm
that you
always
were gonna
prepared
be
for
the
that.